Well, for more analysis, we're joined from Cairo by Mr. Mohammed Osman, International Relations Specialist, and from Washington by Ms. Ginger Chapman, lawyer and political analyst. Welcome to you in our program here in depth. And let me start here with Mr. Osman this time. President Trump unveiled a 21 plan point to end the Gaza war. From your perspective, does this plan mark a genuine U.S. shift towards Palestinian statehood? Why? And will he be able to convince Netanyahu to abide by it?
Thank you for having me, Mona. Does this plan, and of course, greeting to you and to your audience and to Mrs. Chapman, does this plan signal a gravitational shift in Trump's stance on Palestine and with regards to Palestinian statehood? No, far from it. There is no clear reference to any immediate or imminent roadmap for a Palestinian state in Trump's 21 points. If anything, it states that after the reform of the Palestinian Authority and the reconstruction of Gaza, both will take years, then a certain form of statehood will be considered. So this is so far from any stern commitment to the two-state solution. So this is my answer to this very particular point. However, in the larger picture pertaining to the current situation transpiring now in the Gaza Strip, does this plan have any promising prospects? Indeed, it does. It does entail that the Trump administration is willing to engage more seriously with the situation in Gaza in a more balanced way. They are willing to push forward workable solutions for a settlement somewhere or the other, something that can be at least accepted by both sides and is more fair. It's not fair in absolute terms. However, it is definitely more fair than what was being proposed before. But one of the highlights of this plan is it completely disavows the idea of forced displacement. It also obliges Israel to withdraw from the Gaza Strip, even though there's no timetable set or proposed in this given plan. And it also entails that there should be that Gaza will be administered by a transitional authority composed of Palestinian technocrats, most probably with representatives from the Palestinian Authority as well in this council, headed by international oversight, with several names being proposed as head of this global oversight body, like former Prime Minister Tony Blair and whatnot. And of course, the deployment of an international or a multinational peacekeeping force or security force that will be headed and largely composed of Arab and Islamic states. So all of these provisions are quite logical and could be reluctantly accepted. And on the other hand, it does have some outlandish demands that are not really applicable at this point, at least not immediately. For example, the release of all the hostages and the detainees within 48 hours. This is impossible. This cannot happen because they will need time in order to gather the detainees all around the Gaza Strip. And also it entails that Hamas should forcefully disarm, for example. This is something, of course, that needs to be discussed. And now the Arab states, and J.D. Vance did even mention now that there is a complex negotiation going on because the Arab states did indeed submit counter proposals and amendments to the American proposals, and the Americans are listening to them. So all of this is good. However, it all depends, Mona, on the meeting tomorrow between Trump and Netanyahu. Netanyahu, to answer your question fully, President Trump cannot convince Netanyahu. Netanyahu is beyond being convinced with such a plan. However, he can be compelled to adhere to such a plan by Trump if Trump actually does have the will to do that, because he can. The problem is, Mona, that Netanyahu is more than capable of convincing Trump and leaving a lasting impression on him. So that's why you have to anticipate tomorrow's meeting with great caution.